Let's see the definition of the rearrangement reaction. What is meant by rearrangement reaction here? So if you are taking any reaction, and in that reaction, if carbon skeleton or any functional group or sometimes both are modified, is known as a rearrangement reaction. I'll repeat, a reaction in which either the carbon skeleton or the functional group or both are modified is known as rearrangement reaction. So in rearrangement reaction, usually substituents or bonds are moved from one position to another position or from one atom to another atom in the same molecule, and that's the important thing. So migration of bond or migration of substituent is in the same molecule from one atom to other atom. So that is the rearrangement reaction. What are the different types of rearrangement reactions? So there are three key rearrangements. Which are that? So first is 1,2 rearrangement. Second, pericyclic reactions. And third is olefin metathesis. So actually there are a number of different types of the rearrangements, but we are taking in a broad category these three: 1,2 rearrangement, pericyclic reactions, and olefin metathesis. Let's see that all reactions or rearrangements in detail. Type of rearrangement is 1,2 rearrangement. So 1,2 rearrangements usually involve the rearrangement of carbocations. Why carbocations undergo such a type of rearrangement? To get the more stability. Do you know that there are three types of carbocations: primary, secondary, and tertiary? So primary carbocations usually undergo rearrangement to get the more stable carbocation like a secondary or tertiary, while secondary carbocation will rearranges to only tertiary carbocation as it is the most stable. So always remember that a rearrangement is the special property of carbocation. So whenever, wherever, if it is possible, it will undergo rearrangement to form more stable carbocation. Here we have taken some carbocations and their stability order. So if you take the benzylic carbocation or tertiary butyl carbocation, so nearly they are having the same stability. Then you will have the allylic carbocation as it has the resonance stability here. Then it's a secondary carbocation, so isopropyl carbocation. Then you have ethyl carbocation I have taken, and then methyl carbocation. So you have to remember that. So it's a methyl carbocation, then primary, secondary, then you will have this allylic carbocation, then tertiary, and benzylic carbocation. So such a type of 1,2 rearrangements usually involved these three steps. These three steps are very important in 1,2 rearrangement. What's that? First, hydride shift. The hydrogen will migrated from one position to two position, or one position to three position, or one position to four position, or 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7. So many different types of hydride shifts are there. Methyl shift is also there, very similar to hydride shifts. Methyl shifts also takes place, and one more rearrangement that is also important. It's a bond migration. If there is not possibility of hydride or methyl shift, then bond migration may takes place to get the more stable carbocation. This is the first example. So one of the alcohol is given here, and this alcohol in presence of acidic medium gives you these two compounds. So see here, this is the hydroxyl group or alcoholic group. OH group is present here, and when it is reacted with the HBr, so simply water molecule should be removed like this, OH and H, and this Br should be joined to this carbon, and the product you have to get this. You have to get this product as a major product, but in addition to this you will get this product. This Br is joining to this carbon. Br Br is joining to this carbon. And if you see carefully, this product is a major and this is the minor. Now why this happens? So the answer lies in this mechanism. So here we have taken this alcohol, acidic medium, so HBr we have using here, so we are taking the H plus. So lone pair of oxygen will picks up the proton and to form this protonated oxygen here. If you see, it's a positive charge. So as it gets the positive charge, it becomes a good leaving group. OH group is converted now into a good leaving group. Now this will leaves this carbon with its electron pair. So water molecule is eliminated and you are getting this carbocation. This carbocation is a primary carbocation. See, this carbon is joined to only one carbon here, and therefore it is a primary carbocation. Now we know that if primary carbocation is there, that will undergo rearrangement to form either secondary or tertiary carbocation by hydride shift, methyl shift or bond migrations. Now in this case, if you see here, this is circled hydrogen. This is now going to be migrated from one position to second position. And as this hydrogen is migrated here, what will happen? This carbon bears a positive charge and this carbon becomes a CH3. So see, you are getting here CH3 and now this carbon having a positive charge. Now if you see what is the type of this carbocation here? So it is a tertiary carbocation because it is attached to 1, 2 and 3 carbons. And tertiary carbocation is a more stable carbocation. And those carbocations will form in the more quantity, obviously more proportion of the tertiary carbocation should be there because it is a more stable. Primary carbocation is less stable. And now the residual, that Br minus, is now going to be attached to this CH2 plus or this C plus. Okay, so this carbocation, when Br is joined to this carbocation, you will get this product which is minor because it comes from the primary carbocation. And if this Br minus is joined to this, you will get this, and this will be the major product. So why it is a major product? Because this product comes from tertiary carbocation and which is the most stable carbocation. So this is about the 1,2 rearrangement. Let's see the one more example. One more alcohol is there. And now we are again taking the H2SO4, which is a dehydrating agent. So elimination reaction will occur. So OH is present here. So either hydrogen, that beta hydrogen, should be eliminated from this carbon or this carbon. So double bond either should be formed here or here. This hydrogen lost, double bond should be here. If this hydrogen lost, double bond should be here. But in the product, if you see, double bond formed here, this position. Double bond is formed here, this position, where there is no hydroxyl group attached. Hydroxyl group attached here, but the double bond will form here. How it is formed? Let's see the mechanism. Here is the mechanism. So this compound I've taken here. So oxygen is having the electron pair, acidic medium. So lone pair picks up proton easily to form what? A good leaving group here. So protonated hydroxyl group. So which becomes a good leaving group. So it will leaves the carbon, minus H2 will be minus H2 here, and you are getting a positive charge here. Now what's the type of this carbocation? This and this, only two carbons are attached here. So this is the secondary carbocation. Now how will it convert it into a tertiary carbocation? Just shifting of hydrogen. So 1,3 shift now. This hydrogen shifted from one position to 3 positions. So this hydrogen will shifted here, and now this carbon is having positive charge. Now this becomes a tertiary carbocation. So secondary is now changes to tertiary carbocation, and now there is a loss of proton here. loss of proton, and double bond will form here. So in this way you are getting a this particular product, so in which double bond will form at this position. So this happens only due to the rearrangement, due to the formation of carbocation in whole process, and carbocations always undergo rearrangement reaction. Okay, let's take one more example. This is a well-known Wagner-Meerwin rearrangement. See it carefully. So this compound is known as a isoborneol. Isoborneol. It's just a non-Bornean system, and in that, as alcohol is there, it's a isoborneol. OL is there. Okay. Now, in presence of acidic medium, what will happen? OH will get protonated. So you are getting this protonated hydroxyl group. Now it becomes a good living group. So water molecule is eliminated and carbocation will form here. Okay. What's the type of this carbocation? Secondary carbocation, because it is attached to this one and this one. Only two carbons are attached to this carbocation, therefore it is a secondary carbocation. Now in this case, what happens? Bond is going to be migrated here and not any group. Always remember that here is a migration of bond. This bond is going to be migrated here. So that I have shown here. See how that bond is migrated. So this bond is forming a bond here. So definitely positive charge will be on this carbon, and see here I have shown here positive charge on this carbon. This CH3 as it is shown is here. Okay. So you are getting this tertiary carbocation. So such a type of carbocations usually known as a non-classical carbocations. These are non-classical carbocations. Now this carbocation I am just rotating. I am just rotating this part to this side and this part to this side. Okay. So what will happen? This structure looks like this. See, let's see that carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3 and carbon number 4. So 4 carbon segment. Where it is 4 carbon segment, see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now see this again, carbon number 1, then carbon number 6. Carbon number 6 is having geminal methyl groups. 1, 6, 5, 4. So this is again 4 carbon segment. At carbon number 6 you will have a geminal methyl group, and at carbon number 5 you will have a positive charge. So see here 1, 6 at the 6th position, geminal methyl group. At the 5th position, positive charge is there. See that positive charge carbocation in this methyl group CH3 I have just splitted it. Okay. And now this carbon number 4 and carbon number 1, they are joined through carbon number 7. Here it is 1 and 4 is joined through carbon number 7. So I have just tilted this group or this compound. I have just tilted this carbocation. So it looks easy to understand how you are getting this product here. Okay. So finally this H plus is lost and double bond will form here. Double bond will form here because here there is no hydrogen. Here hydrogen is present, but double bond will not form at this position due to the Brett's rule that we will see afterwards, that Brett's rule. But here this hydrogen is lost and double bond will form here, and you are getting this exocyclic double bond here. So the name of this compound is a camphene. Name of this compound is a camphene. So isoborneol is converted to camphene here. So this is about the Wagner-Meerwin rearrangement. So one of the very important reaction. So which involves the bond migration. Here is the bond migration. Okay. Now let's go for the second type of the reaction. It's a pericyclic reactions. Okay. Now what is pericyclic reactions? So pericyclic reaction is the concerted reaction which proceed through cyclic transition state. So pericyclic reactions involve cyclic transition state. Okay, and it involves breaking and making of multiple carbon-carbon bonds. Multiple carbon-carbon bonds. It requires light or heat, obviously that multiple bonds that are going to be breaking and making, they will require some sort of catalyst like a light or heat. This reaction, that pericyclic reactions, are stereospecific. Now what is meant by stereospecific? So only single stereoisomer or one stereoisomer of reactant forms a single stereoisomer of the product. For the time being, just remember that one stereoisomer of reactant forms a single stereoisomer of the product. So for that we have to take a new lecture, what is meant by stereospecific and stereo selective reactions. We will see that afterwards. But stereospecific means what? One stereoisomer of reactant forms a single stereoisomer of the product. Okay. Let's see the examples of pericyclic reaction. Here I have taken a one alkene compound. Now this alkene compound involves a 1,3 shift. How that 1,3 shift involves here when it hits? So here, see, suppose this is the carbon number 1, 2 and 3. So from this carbon number 1, hydrogen is shifted at third position and double bond will shift here. So you are getting this compound as a product. Now here we are not adding anything and we are not eliminating anything. So whatever molecular formula of the reactant, same to the molecular formula of the product, and therefore we can say this is the isomerization reaction. Same molecular formula but different structures, and that's why it is also called as a isomerization reaction. So it involves a 1,3 shift. Okay. One more example of pericyclic reaction is the Claisen rearrangement. It's a concerted reaction again. So in presence of heat, this allyl vinyl ether, this is the allyl group, this is vinyl group. So and this is ether COC linkage. So allyl vinyl ethers that will undergo Claisen rearrangement to form what? Alpha, beta, gamma, delta. So gamma, delta unsaturated carbonyl compounds. So reaction is going through the concerted process, that is cyclic geometry here. So this bond comes here, this bond comes here, and this bond is breaking. So see, this bond is breaking, so there is a formation of C double bond O. This bond shift here, so this and this carbon, they are going to form a new bond, and this double bond shifts here. So here is a formation of new double bond. Here it is. So you are getting this final product here. So these are the examples of pericyclic reactions. See what is olefin metathesis. So in olefin metathesis, there is a simple or formal exchange of alkylidene fragments takes place, and to form new different alkenes. So here, if you have two alkenes, suppose these are the vinyl compounds, they will undergo the olefin metathesis and concerted mechanism to form this cyclobutane ring. If you see here, so this bond opens, comes here, and this bond comes here. So there will be the formation of cyclic transition state, and to form this cyclobutane ring. Now this cyclobutane ring, as it is a strained ring, it will definitely open to form a ethylene and this alkene here. Now what happens in this olefin metathesis here? Which alkylidene fragments are exchanged here to form this product? See here, so in this vinyl compound, this is the one part, that is CHR1 and CH2, and in second compound here, if you are taking this, the CH2 and this CHR2, that is the other part. So here the exchange of alkylidene fragments takes place. So from this second molecule, the CHR2 part is exchanged here. So this part comes and attached to this CHR1, and CH2, this part will be comes here. So this CH2, that one fragment, and this CHR2, this other fragment, these are going to be exchanged. So as this CH2 comes here and this CHR2 goes here, there will be formation of ethylene and this alkene. So in this way, this olefin metathesis takes place, and from two different alkenes, you'll get the two other different alkenes. So that is about the olefin metathesis. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel Chemistry Basics and press the bell icon button so you'll get the notification of the next video. And if you like this video, please share and comment in the comment box. Thank you very much.